trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. I take back to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do, way less than they see. Baby, look outside. The war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's the war on the real, baby, look outside. The war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's the war on the real, baby, look outside. The war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's the war on the real, baby, look outside. The war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real, might be too canceled. The whole system need to dismantle. Copper Street like the utmost wanted. Trying to rule the block, but I don't know what goes on. Got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with a screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my burn. 95 degrees and I think it's sunburn. Wonder when you government can't be equal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, I still ain't learned. I take back to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Take back to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. It's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my middle finger to your honor. In the days coming down the seconds on the time. Goofy still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy it, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the whole food. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't over now. Ain't weekend. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Take back to the lung, to the stress.
All right. We are live. Had to get some links out. We are live. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, Pianki Patai Moon 2 Nephra Moon Ra. We back with another powerful show with two powerful brothers, two Paradigm Shift TV 314 originals. We got the conscious Christian Jerome Green. We got Nuri ShaBaka Ursa Ma'at Ra, aka Brother ShaBaka. But before we get them, let them do their thing, let me do my usual spiel. Let me say hotep to my fellow Kemetic brothers and sisters. Let me say God bless to my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say shalom to my Israelite brothers and sisters. Let me say Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Let me say peace to the kings and queens in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. Let me say what's up to my atheist brothers and sisters out there. And let me say Jumbo to the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're Black, I'm with you, and I hope you're with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting, and we can have unity without uniformity, and we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. As I said, I am your brother Pianki Patai Moon 2 Nephra Moon Ra, aka BMG Poet. First things first, I want to shout out my brother Rodney Jones. Sent me a $50 donation. Said keep the channel moving, keep the mission going. Brother, I'll be getting that t-shirt to you ASAP. I appreciate the contribution. I appreciate the love. Shout out to you. And my brothers, what y'all got for us?
Oh man, it's it's gonna be powerful, man. You got a powerful brother, man. Brother Jerome, man. You know, he get to the real. I like that. You know, I like that in him. You know, he a powerful brother. You know, and I like say peace to the brother, and you know, hopefully we can have a nice little dialogue, and maybe I come away learning a couple things. You know, I'm always willing to learn. You know, I'm interested in learning because, you know, knowledge is infinite. You know, therefore evolution is inevitable.
You gotta get that slogan in, don't you?
Had to get that in there, you know.
No doubt. My brother Jerome, what's up?
What's up, bro? What's up, ShaBaka? I know we've been trying to get this set up for about a year and some change
Yes,
now. So it's gonna take place. You know, of course I'm.
But who's counting?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I was. But I think it's gonna be a very edifying discussion. You know what I'm saying? I know you subscribe to the atheistic worldview, where as I don't necessarily believe there is a such thing as an atheist. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just here to kind of like put a few rocks in your shoe. You know, make you think on some things, and you know, that's pretty much the end goal.
That's what's up.
All right, well, I'm gonna turn it over to y'all. Like Jerome said, he kind of been itching to get this conversation going for over a year now. So I'm gonna let y'all rock. I'm gonna mute my mic. The only time I'm gonna chime in is when it get a little stagnant. So I assume y'all gonna kind of go back and forth. Jerome gonna kick it off with his question. ShaBaka, you answer. Maybe Jerome expound a little bit if he deemed necessary. Other than that, he'll let you rock and ask your question, and we'll kind of go back and forth like that. Like I said, the only time I really chime in is if it get a little stagnant, and you know, we need to kind of move on to the next question. Y'all good with that?
I'm with it.
For sure.
All right. It's on y'all.
Okay. All right. So, you know, I like to kind of like, when it's a conversation like this, I kind of like to start off with, you know, the basics. You know what I'm saying? And the basics come with defining terms. So, according to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, atheism is a disbelief in the existence of deity or the doctrine that there is no deity. So my first question for you, ShaBaka, is, are you a local?
Could you repeat that definition? You had kind of broke up a little bit. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, according to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary,
Okay.
atheism is a disbelief in deity or the doctrine that there is no deity. So my first question for you, ShaBaka, is...
Yeah, I never heard that last part.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That there is no deity. I don't know how nobody can make that claim.
It's a doctrine that you know, there is no deity. You know, atheists push it, you know, some more than others, but
yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
You know, you don't necessarily have to. That's the doctrine though. Within the atheistic worldview, it's not like agnosticism where you know, you just say you don't know, but or you don't believe, or you know, whatever. But yeah,
I say different definitions of that, and you know, that was my first time seeing that, you know, because the definition, I ain't trying to cut you off, but the definition that I would it's similar to that. It's the lack of belief in a god or gods. That's what I define atheism as. The lack of belief in a god or gods.
Okay, well, we can roll with either or you know, yours or mine. You know what I'm saying? That's really, you know, that ain't gonna have a bearing on the questions that I got lined up. But
okay.
My first question is, are you a local atheist or a global atheist?
Could you tell me what the difference? Like, what do you mean a local atheist? Like,
Well,
I'm only an atheist. I only believe in God in St. Louis, but when I go somewhere else, I believe in God.
nah, not quite. It's like
Oh,
local atheists. A local atheist is an atheist that would say I don't believe in the God of the Bible because this, that, and the third. But a global atheist doesn't believe in a God, period. No matter what faith tradition, spiritual tradition, etc. You just don't believe that there's a God, period. So which one do
okay.
you fall under?
I would be more the latter because I don't think anybody has any type of proof that there is a God on any religion.
Okay.
I ain't saying that it ain't a God. It possibly could be one, but I just don't think with the amount of evidence it would take, I don't think nobody can produce that type of evidence or whatever.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue into my next question. What is the rational basis that there is no God?
Well, rationally, you have to think inside of the reality that we live in. And the reality that we live in, I don't know how you can put a God inside of our reality without it being some real evidence to support that. That's what I would say.
Okay, so if that's the case, if that's where you stand on it, then you would have to first define reality, and second, you would have to explain to me, the host, and the audience. You have to explain why reality even exists in the first place.
Why reality exists?
Yeah, what it is,
Like,
what you have to give the definition first, and then you would have to explain why it exists.
I mean, the definition, my definition, I ain't gonna even go to any other definition. Reality is, something that you can base your life experiences on. You know what I'm saying? You can use your five senses to demonstrate it. You can it's different ways where you can feel that reality is more of a sense of kind of tangible things. You know what I'm saying? If I was to pick up a gun and I pull the trigger, the reality of that is inside of the reality that we live in, chances are I'm going to die. That's my definition of what reality is. It's things that you can pinpoint. It's kind of tangible in a sense.
So I think where your definition of reality is based on a naturalistic view. But why does it exist in the first place? If based on your lack of belief in a God, why does reality exist?
Because that is what we describe. It's a description. Reality is a description, of things that we do inside of the life that we live. You know what I'm saying? You take away your oxygen, you're going to pass away. It's certain principles that come inside of reality. You go toe to toe with a lion, inside reality, you're not going to win, but if you go outside of reality, you can defeat this lion with your bare hands. Not saying it's impossible, but it's yet to be demonstrated.
hold on, because see that's not necessarily answering my question. Reality is a phenomenon that we all experience, no doubt. But why does it exist?
Why does reality exist?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
That's. I mean, I guess I'll take the answer. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know why reality exists. It's, the second you born, it's reality right there. You don't know why, but you can definitely demonstrate it.
If you looking at, I mean, it's already demonstrated. Like with us or without us, reality is here. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to deny that there's causation behind reality, and just say you don't know, that's, and no disrespect, that's an appeal.
What's the proof that it's causation behind reality?
Well, just think about. Remember, you mentioned principles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those principles have a certain order. And that order.
Where did that order come from? If it has order, where does it come from?
It obviously does. It obviously does. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I ain't saying that it don't come from anything. I'm saying where does it come from?
Well, for me, I would say it comes from God. Now, for you, if you deny God, which you lack belief, you would have to provide a contrary basis for where where the order of the universe derives from.
No, I would not, because I'm not making that claim. I'm not making the claim.
Well, I mean, if you want to appeal to ignorance, and that's no disrespect now, but that's just what it is. If you say you don't know, that's an appeal to ignorance. I could do it.
But you say you do know.
Yeah, and I gave my answer and I gave my reason.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Your answer was God, right?
Yeah.
Why did you come to that conclusion?
Well, the reason why I came to that conclusion is because
you threw all of the other possibilities out.
Yeah, there's literally a order.
What's the possibility that you throw it out? That you just say it can't be that.
It can't be from random chance. I know that for sure.
Why? How you know that for sure?
Because if you can't get order out of chaos, bro.
You can't get order out of chaos.
Nah, it don't work like that.
Does chaos last forever?
If this was a random chance universe,
does chaos last forever?
There would be chaos. There would be no principles, no laws, none of that. So
what's an example of chaos lasting forever?
What's an example?
Can you give an example?
I don't listen. I believe in order. I don't necessarily subscribe to the chaos, the idea of chaos. That this is just all random. That our mind is just this.
But you say there has to be an order established. Right. But I'm saying, can chaos, if nobody is there to get the order, then how can you prove that chaos is gonna last forever?
Well, I never made that statement, so I don't have to prove that that's the case.
Okay, you're right. Can chaos last forever?
Can chaos last forever? That's something I don't know, because I don't see where.
When did the order come after it was chaos? You say it was chaos or whatever, and then when was the order established?
Hold on, say that again.
You said it was chaos. Order comes from chaos. So you're saying that it was chaos at first, and then
that's not necessarily what I'm saying. Because
you said order out of chaos, right? That was your phrase, right?
Order out of chaos. When I say chaos, I mean that there was nothing in existence.
What does nothing look like? What can you demonstrate what nothing is?
Can I demonstrate what nothing is? As far as
Yeah.
creation?
No, you're saying at first it was nothing.
Wait,
Can you demonstrate what nothing is?
The only way that I could demonstrate nothing is to have been there at the beginning.
Well, then why would you make that claim if you can't even say what nothing is?
It's not that I can't say what nothing is. It's that I can't tangibly demonstrate nothing when there is creation. I'm not the anchor, you know.
But then we could take nothing away if you can't, you can't use nothing then. You can't use that word nothing.
As far as creating, yes, I can, because if the universe itself had a beginning, then before the universe there was exactly. So I can use that analogy.
Hold on, you broke up 1 second. I didn't hear what you said. You said if the universe came
before the universe, because even science says that the universe had a beginning, right? So before the universe, there was nothing.
Hello?
Yeah. So if the universe had a beginning, then before the universe, there was nothing, right? No time, no space, no matter. So
I don't know how we can demonstrate that. That it was nothing. Like, first of all, you have to let me know what nothing is. Like if you literally say there's nothing, then you're saying there's something. Because even nothing would be something. What is nothing?
That if the universe is what encompasses this physical reality that we live in, and that same universe had a beginning, then before that universe there was nothing.
I heard what you're saying. The more you say it,
that's what I mean by nothing. No time, no space, no matter. So my thing is, because you don't necessarily have a rational basis.
If it wasn't space, what was it then?
I just told you.
It was nothing. Ain't nothing space?
No
Ain't that
time,
space too?
No time, no space, no matter. Nothing.
But how can you prove that was a thing? Like, where would time, space, and matter come from if you saying that it was no time, space, and matter?
I just told you that time, space, and matter had a beginning. And science holds to that. So
you're talking about the Big Bang or something like that?
Well, you could call it that, the Big Bang, or whatever. But science says that there was a beginning to time, space, and matter. And so if you're saying that there was no beginning or there was no causal agent behind what time, space, and matter, then you have to provide a rational basis for where it all derived from. And if you can't do that, then we can move on to the next question. But that's poking holes in in atheism, and that's why I don't believe in.
I don't even. You can poke all the holes in atheism. That stuff don't even mean nothing to me. Only thing I'm saying is,
if it doesn't mean anything, then why do you?
Why do I who?
If there's no significance, because what I'm starting to believe is that
I'm saying you have to believe in a God. If you don't believe in a God, then what?
That's not the point I'm trying to get across. What I'm trying to get across to you is that you claim atheism, but it's like
that's just a title that's been put on me, But I accept. I accept that people call me an atheist, and I would. That's fine with me. But I'm saying I don't care nothing about what most atheists do.
You trying to back out now because you just gave me
I'm trying to back out of what?
alternative definition of atheism that you hold to. This is what you hold to. This is your.
I said that's my definition of what I accept. That atheism is the lack of belief in a God or gods.
Okay, so we are basing these questions on your lack of belief in a God or gods. Now,
Right.
when I asked you, could you give a answer for why or what it means for reality to exist? You didn't do that, and
Yeah,
you
because
didn't provide a rational basis for there not being
nobody
a God.
can give an answer to that.
And well, I mean, an atheist could.
A Christian can't either.
Because yes,
A
they
Christian
can,
can't tell you what happened at the beginning.
The question is
A
based on
Christian-
ontology. A Christian.
So you
could
can tell me what happened at the beginning.
Yep.
And what happened at the beginning?
And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
And
that's what happened at the beginning.
you.
But see, the thing about it is,
you believe that before or after it was told to you. You believe that before or after you read it.
Believe it. How could I believe something that I had no exposure to prior? See, that's not
in
a
the
logical
beginning.
question.
No, I'm talking about when you first heard the words "in the beginning, God created." You automatically believe that, right?
Did I automatically believe it?
Yeah.
Or did I do my due diligence and study like what it meant for God to create?
When did you accept that claim as being true?
When I was able to do my due diligence.
So because before that, you didn't accept it as being true?
You know that I wasn't always a Christian. You know that, right?
You wasn't always a Christian. Was you raised around Christians?
Before I was a Christian, before I wasn't raised around, my mom was a Christian. I'll admit that. But
there you go.
Before I was a Christian, I was following Kemetic spirituality. I was learning about that.
I mean,
it's not
that's
like,
cool.
And even growing up in.
So you was raised to believe in Kemetic spirituality?
No, I'm about to get to that.
Was you raised to believe that God was real?
Growing up under a Christian mother, of course, I was raised to believe that God is real and things of that nature.
There you go. So you already been preconceived.
No, that's not what. It's not a preconceived notion, because did I not go away from that?
You can go away from it, but the whole thing is you believed it before you went away from it, right?
How could I? If I believed it, I would have had to read it. I didn't read it. I didn't read it.
It was just being told to you, right? That in the beginning, God created the earth and Jesus is your savior. Wasn't those things that was taught to you at an early age?
We getting off of the subject, bro, because
no, it's relevant.
It's relevant because the question about whether I believed it prior is relevant, but this whole thing about Jesus being my Lord and Savior,
did you believe it prior?
See, you're not letting me answer the question. What I'm saying is,
okay, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Before I turned 28, I was not a Christian, and I can't even say I was a Bible believer because I had never read the Bible for myself. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you claim to be atheist, literally gave me the definition, said that you were a global atheist, but when I asked you about things concerning reality, what it means for it to exist, and a rational basis that there is no God, you don't really give me sufficient answers. So whether you believe in the Christian faith or the Bible or not, these are answers that Christians could easily give answers to. And this is why
if they give the answer, does that mean that is correct and it's true just because they gave an answer?
Well, how do you even define truth as an atheist?
I'm asking you.
What is the rational basis for atheism? I mean,
does it make it true?
What is the basis for truth to an atheist? Because if you give me a basis, that's inconsistent with your worldview.
So you basically is what I'm getting out of this is long as you believe in God, then that's true. But if you don't believe in God, then you don't have a basis of what true and false is.
Well, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. The fact that you couldn't answer certain questions shows me, the host, and the audience that you don't have a basis for truth, for anything, really.
I mean,
You
that's
can't demonstrate. You can't
that
really
can't
demonstrate.
that can't
You can't
just because
provide
I can't give an
basis
answer
for-
doesn't mean I don't have a basis of truth. That don't make any sense.
All
what
right,
is
brothers. All right, let's wrap this up, and then ShaBaka, you need to ask a question. I mean, I know y'all been going back and forth, but let's wrap this section up, and then you ask a question.
All right, so
You
since
go ahead.
you hold on, who going up, Pion? Because
Well, I just want to get
finish.
let's get a final answer or final response to this part of the question that you asked or proposed,
okay,
and then we'll let ShaBaka ask a question.
all right, because I got a couple of more I want to ask him too.
Right, no doubt.
Oh, you want me? It's my turn to ask a question. Or he finished? I didn't know if he was finished.
Well, I didn't know, Jerome.
What I want him to do is, if he can't, because we still on the second question, honestly.
Okay.
Where I asked him what is the rational basis that there is no God according to the atheist, and he never gave an answer.
Okay.
So if you can't give an answer, then
Do you?
I did.
Have an answer to
that's
that?
where we start talking about reality. That's when we dipped off into reality.
So do you?
Said,
what is your final answer to that question?
My rational basis is that there's nothing to demonstrate aside of the reality that we live in, that this God exists. That's my final question. Answer.
You can't tell me why reality exists in the first place. You didn't even give a definition.
I did.
Your opinion.
You didn't have to accept it, but that was my definition.
You didn't give a base definition for reality. What you did was give your opinion. And
okay, what's the definition of reality then?
No, I'm not going to answer the question for you, because if you can't,
I'm just saying, if we can agree to a definition of reality, then maybe we can move forward. Because you didn't agree with my opinion, right?
We might as well move forward, because you can't.
Yeah, let's move forward. ShaBaka, what question do you have for Jerome?
Well, I just kind of like be freestyling for real. You believe that Jehovah, Yahweh, or whatever name that you call him, you believe in that deity, correct?
Yep.
Why?
Why do I believe in that deity?
Mm-hmm.
Because that deity fits the model for the precondition of everything that we observe, everything that we experience. So that's why I believe in that deity. That's part of the reason why I believe in that deity.
Fits the model. What do you mean fits the model?
Well, kind of going back off of what we was going at it about before, when we said that there was nothing in existence before the universe.
No, you said that.
But when I say we, I mean people that agree with me, not me and you. But
okay.
But Hello?
Hello? I hear you now. You stopped. You had
Yeah,
faded out for a
you
second.
faded a little bit, but we hear you.
Okay, all right. So when this, all right, I'll put it cut and dry. Yahweh is self-existent. That's literally what the name Yahweh means. So when we
Self-existent.
say
How
that,
does that happen?
how does that happen?
Yeah, how
It
does
doesn't happen.
self-existence happen?
It just is. Like God always existed. It's not something that
It
happened
just
because
is?
yeah, God always existed. There was never a point where God did not exist.
How you figure that?
How do I figure that?
Yeah, you say God always existed. Like,
Is God not eternal?
how do you, is he eternal?
Yes. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says that God is eternal. God is not.
So every single thing in the Bible is true. Everything in
See,
the
you
Bible is true.
you kind of going off of
No, because you
the
pull
basis
the
of the
Bible
question.
in as if it's a reliable source. So I
Well,
want to
what I'm
ask you,
saying, what
is everything in the Bible true?
I haven't.
It's a yes or no.
It's not a yes or no because first of all, I haven't read the entire
Huh?
Bible to give you an answer. So
Is it God's word?
that question is not that question is not based in logic. Because if
Okay.
I'm telling you that
Is it
Yahweh,
God's word?
if I'm telling
Is it
why,
Yahweh's
bro,
word?
you're not even letting me answer the first question before you ask me two more. So the question you asked is why I believe in Yahweh. And I told you why I believe in Yahweh is because from what I've been able
Nothing
to
else
ascertain,
fits the model. That's what you said.
yeah, and from what I've been able to ascertain, he is the precondition for what we experience. The laws that we discover in nature, consciousness itself, that's an endowment of God because science can't really tell you where it comes
But
from.
this is
Where
just assertions that you put in. You ain't got no backing for none of this that you
the
express.
backing is God.
So you use God to prove God.
I'm not using God to prove God, but I'm saying when you think about those things that I just listed off,
You
he is
said
the
that's the backing. The backing is God.
no, you said the backing. The basis is God. God is he is the basis. That's the basis that I flow from.
Right. I know that's what you flow from, but I'm saying, how can that be demonstrated in what you're expressing? You're
Why does it
making
have to be?
you're just asserting it as if it's like that's what I gotta rock with as if it's true.
Well, what else is it? Because I've asked you, if I
So
ask you right now, what
so
is the
just because I
precondition?
can't come up with something else, that means, well, it
You
gotta be God.
well, if you don't have an answer,
So if I don't have an answer, that means
atheists don't have an answer. That's
it gotta
the
be
thing
God.
about it. That's why I don't believe in atheists. Because if
Because
everything is pointing to something that pre-existed, that the universe and us and everything else, but you saying nah, that ain't it. And I'm asking you, well, what's the alternative? And you can't give me one. Then what you think I'm gonna rock with?
I'm just saying, why? Where did you get this concept that was true? That it's got to be God. Where did you get that concept from?
Well, it's as simple as looking at myself, other people,
So
the totality of creation. I believe in
so
creation. I don't believe that this is a random chance occurrence. I don't believe in abiogenesis. I don't
that's
believe in the
fine.
theory of evolution that we somehow came from monkeys millions of
Ape or
years ago.
whatever, that's fine.
Which out of
I'm
all
cool.
those
I'm cool with that.
alternatives, which one makes the most logical sense? That we were created by a supremely intelligent being, or that we come from a single cell organism, or that we came from monkeys, or that this whole thing is just something random? Which one makes the most sense?
So the fact that you can't prove all of those other statements, that just leaves it got to be God.
That's why I asked you the question.
because it's the best. It's the best. It's the best alternative to all of the other, posing questions.
Really, it's the only one that makes sense to me, because everything else is just.
I'm saying, when was you convinced? You know what I'm saying, that it had to been this? Just because you couldn't prove it the other ways, you know what I'm saying? What would convince you that it's got to be God?
Well, what else is there? Like, I've heard the assertion.
Ain't that an argument for ignorance? You don't have any other
that's
answer.
Not an argument. That's not an argument from ignorance, because an argument from ignorance would be, I don't know. I don't know what.
But you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. You're just claiming it's God.
So what else is there?
That's what I'm saying. What else is there? That's ignorance. You don't know.
Not ignorance. I'm asking you a question.
What else is there? Like,
if you don't know, then that's an argument from ignorance.
So the fact that
you don't have anything, you don't have any backing or basis for why you even exist.
And just because it was written down in a book mean that you do.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't have no other way to explain.
Instead of giving a basis, you sidestepping and you trying to go back to the Bible. You don't believe in the Bible, so why don't you offer answers?
But you do.
The hypotheticals.
But you do.
Atheism. You don't. That's okay. But you don't. Why when I ask you a question? But
you're not an atheist.
You are though. You're not giving me sufficient answers from the atheist world.
And you're a Christian.
Oh man, bro. Like, do you understand that when it comes to ontology, what is the answer from the atheist worldview?
I don't know no answer from an atheist worldview. I don't even,
you're an atheist,
but I don't speak for every single atheist.
But
Everybody
there has to be an answer, whether you speak for all.
Because I don't agree with every atheist. So, ain't no such thing as an atheist worldview.
But that doesn't make you exempt from answering the question about ontology. If atheism can't provide an answer for ontology, then just say that.
I mean, personally, that doesn't prove a God exists by me answering that question.
Give me the alternative.
The alternative, like, how did you get to the God part in the first place?
From study.
That's what I'm saying. Like, think about this.
So I'm saying is, you keep doing it again, bro. You sidestepping my proposal to give an alternative to try to go back to God. You don't believe in a God.
I don't think you need an alternative to go to a God, and none of that stuff is relevant in the reality that we live in.
If we don't need an alternative, then atheism is not rational. That's just point blank, period.
Okay, I mean, if you feel that way, that's
what it is, bro. Because if you can't provide an
answer,
I've been asking you questions all night that you can't.
I mean, that's what it is. Then I mean,
if it's not rational, then I would say for you, bro, and I respect you, but you need to re-examine why you claim to be an atheist, bro.
I mean, the whole thing, I'm not making a claim of being an atheist. I'm just saying, y'all making a claim that I don't believe. That's all.
So bro, before we got on live, you made the claim that you were atheist, bro. So don't try to, you can't try to back out of it. You can't try to renege now.
Before we got on live, you came with a definition. And I said, I don't agree with that definition.
I didn't give you the definition when we were on the phone offline. I gave you the definition at the start of this live. And you said that you didn't necessarily agree with the definition. You said it was a lack of belief in a God. So if you have
you can call me an atheist. You can call me a agnostic. You can call any of those things. No. All I'm saying is just prove your claim to me, and I won't have to be an atheist anymore or an
Nah,
agnostic.
you can't see now. You're trying to put the
I'm
onus
not.
on
I'm not making a claim though.
you. The onus has
I'm
been on you.
rejecting your claim.
You just said you don't believe in the God, so that's a claim in and of itself, right?
I
So
said.
if you don't,
I
if
said
you don't
there's not
believe in a
enough
God,
evidence to believe it.
okay. So
If you give me some
that's the same
evidence to
thing.
believe it, then I'll
That's
believe
the
it.
same thing as saying you don't believe.
No,
Because
that's a little different.
if you have a negative position on the existence of a God, that's the same as not believing. So if you don't believe in a God, then give me the
So does
alternative.
not guilty mean you're innocent?
Are you going to answer the question, bro? Give me the
I'm just saying
alternative.
I already told you I can't give you no alternative.
Okay, so if you can't give me
And
an
I
alternative,
mean,
then atheism has no rational basis. And like I said, you need to re-examine why you are an atheist. Because atheism
because
obviously is
you're
not
making a
a
claim that you
sufficient
cannot
alternative.
prove.
No, there's proof claims in the existence of God. You just don't accept them. Now, if you look at the laws of science and you say, "Oh, well, ain't no God did that," then I mean, that shows me right there that nothing else is going to
What's
convince
a
you that there's a
proof
God.
claim that you say I didn't accept? What is a proof
I just
claim
gave you
that you say I didn't accept?
the laws of the universe. How
That's
do you
not
explain
proof.
that?
That's not proof.
I gave you
Just because you
consciousness.
can't explain it, that's not proof.
It has been, the laws of the universe have been explained, but that's not indicative of there not being a God. That actually points to something intelligently putting those things into place.
How did
don't
you
wanna
come up
accept
with that being a God?
how, oh my God, bro.
You said it was something intelligently put in place. How did you come up
Yeah,
with it's got to be a God just because it ain't nothing else?
if there is nothing else, then it has to be God.
But where did you get the whole concept of God in the first place?
What does that?
Did God come to you? Did God Himself come to you?
Oh my
in
God!
like a Damascus Road experience and
This is
tell
the
you these things that you
irrationality.
believe?
This is the irrationality of atheism, bro.
How's that irrational?
It's irrational
Did God
because
Himself come to you,
you
or was these
how could
things
you
taught
even
to
make that?
you, or did you have to read it?
How could you even ask that question when you don't even believe in a God?
I'm asking you because you do.
Because if I told you that God actually came to me and told me all these things, you still wouldn't believe me. So that's an illogical question.
The thing is, right? If somebody else came to you and said that Allah came to them, you wouldn't believe them.
How do you know that?
All right. Let's wrap this up.
So can Allah come to somebody?
Let's wrap this up so Jerome can get to his next question.
I'll put it like this. Allah can't come to anybody because based on the Muslim faith, Allah is aloof from human beings. He has no interaction with anybody. He didn't even interact with Muhammad. And Muhammad is the founder of Islam. So that more illogical questions from the atheist mind. So let's
So the God you believe in interact inside of reality?
Let's move on to the next question, man, because you didn't provide, you didn't even begin to provide an alternative. All you did was.
I already told you, I ain't got no alternative. You know, people believe whatever they taught to believe.
You don't even, the questions are disingenuous because you're not going to believe any answer I give you.
I will believe it.
That's just, no, you won't.
With evidence, I would.
Okay, well, the evidence I gave you, you didn't believe. So there's no need.
You didn't give me no evidence.
Yes, I did, bro. You just didn't.
No, you gave me.
Let's move on to the next question because you can't provide any evidence that there is no God based on what science reports.
Because that's not my claim that it is a God. I'm saying I reject your claim.
You're saying
I'm not saying this is not a God.
You reject my claim, but you don't have an alternative. That's to me, that's crazy.
Why do you have to have an alternative when I'm not making up a God belief or a God claim?
You stand on a disbelief. That's your presupposition from the gate. So if you
I stand on the fact that you have to give me evidence.
Well, what you don't want evidence, bro. You just that's a cop out tactic. You don't want evidence.
No, because just
Because
because
if you don't
you
think,
say something, just because you say
okay,
something
what I
doesn't make
want
it
you to
true.
do, what I want you to do, since you don't believe it coming from my mouth, I want you to look into the cosmological argument and then come back to me and tell me that there's no God. Can you do that?
I mean the cosmological argument is not going to prove
So
whether God exists or don't exist.
What is
Ain't
the
gonna prove either way.
what is the cosmological argument?
You talking about the Big Bang cosmology? That's what you talking about.
What
causation.
Okay, so if you don't believe that there's a causal agent, then you're not going to, there's no need for you to ask questions. Because you
But
don't
how?
believe. I'm trying to figure out how atheism is rational by asking you these questions. You're not giving me sufficient answers, but you keep talking about a God not existing, a God not existing.
Hey, let's get to Jerome next question.
I'm not saying that God
y'all
don't
want to
exist.
keep
Okay.
real quick.
Yeah.
Y'all want to keep rocking, or do Jerome want to get to his next question?
Get to your next question.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Now, I want you to, I would really like you to answer this one, but I don't know if you know, your worldview is going to be able to answer it. But according to your worldview, which is atheism, what is the precondition for intelligibility?
What is the precondition for something being intelligent?
No. What is the precondition for intelligibility?
All right, what's intelligibility? What is that?
Intelligibility in layman's terms is like the ability to comprehend.
Where do we get the ability to comprehend? Is that your question?
Yes. What's the precondition for it?
I don't know.
Okay. We can move on to the last question then. All right. What is the metaphysical grounding for facts without a God?
The metaphysical facts about a God?
No, what is the metaphysical grounding for facts without a God?
I'm not really understanding that question. Break it down in layman's term. I'm not as astute as you, my brother. You have to break it down for me.
Oh man, shoot, I'm a layman myself, man. But what I'm trying to ask you is, if truth doesn't ultimately derive from God, then what does it derive from? Like what is the ultimate reference point for truth if it doesn't derive from God?
I mean, truth can be, it can be a whole lot of different things to different people. So, I mean, when you explaining truth, what do you mean by, is something true or false? Is that what you're saying? How do you determine if something is true or false?
Right, because truth can't be subjective. Truth is not subjective. It's objective.
Okay, for the most part, it'll be like, is there a such thing as a squared circle? True or false? And then you'd be like, that's false. And then you'd be like, how can you explain that? And once you put a demonstration out there, you will be able to recognize if a squared circle is possible by being demonstrated.
Even with
for
that,
the most part. For the
even
most
with
part.
That, what is the metaphysical grounding for what a square circle even is? Without a God.
Well, human beings, the experiences that we go through, then we name a circle. We name a square off of, you know, our own minds of being able to experience certain things and demonstrate certain things.
So
That's how we get it.
how do you go about trusting that?
How do you go about trusting it? Once it's demonstrated?
How do you trust that what you're giving a name to is accurate? As a matter of fact, how do in the atheistic worldview, how do things get their identity and how do they maintain their identity in a not God world?
Man, in a world that we live in, whether you believe in a God or not, we experience certain things, and once we have lived in our reality, we start to describe things that we experience along the way.
So what
How do we do it without a God? Like, I don't know, you know, we do it every day without a God.
But what does that derive from according to your worldview?
What does it derive from?
Right.
Of doing everything without a God?
No, of this goes back to my question, intelligibility. Where do we get the ability to be intelligent or to comprehend from? If there's no God, and even what we call intelligibility is just a product of chemical reactions in the brain, then how do we trust it?
Without a God?
Bingo.
Is that what you're saying? How do we trust it without a God?
Yeah, how do we trust it? Where does it derive from for us to even trust it?
I mean, that's a pretty good question. And if you believe in a God or not, the reality that we live in still goes on, whether we believe in God or not. You know, that's the best way I can answer that.
I mean, but that has nothing to do with intelligibility. That's talking about reality, which you can't provide any answer about why it even exists. So, you know, that I don't know, bro. Like, this is why I don't necessarily believe in atheists, and I don't believe that the atheistic worldview is rational or true, because it's just pretty simple ontological questions that atheists, from what I've heard, now this is based on my limited experience with atheists, they can't answer. And
I agree. I agree with you. Most people probably couldn't answer the questions that you answer. But
why is it that the Christian can
does it prove that you being able to answer it inside of your worldview, right? Just because you believe it inside of your worldview, and I don't have basically a worldview, then that means it's true according to you because you believe in God. So that's where the truth comes from. It comes from God. But since I don't believe in God, then I don't have any truth to back me up. That's basically what you're saying, right?
I mean, it's not really what I'm saying. It's what you're proving. You don't have a basis for anything profound in regards to truth, intelligibility, why reality exists, what it is, what it means, or like anything, man. So it's like, how can I, how would you even be able to say, if you wanted to convince somebody that atheism was true?
I don't want to.
How could you even? I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, how could an atheist even do that when atheists can't answer, simple questions about our existence?
Because anybody that can recognize that no one knows exactly how we got here. You can believe it, and you can have an answer for whatever you believe, but that still doesn't make it true. And just because I don't believe in God doesn't mean I can't determine what is true or false, because you don't feel I have a
But you
backing to
haven't, though.
stand
That's the
on.
thing. You haven't provided any backing. That's the thing. And for you to say that, we can't determine what's true or not, then how do you know God doesn't exist?
Now I'm saying you saying I can't determine what's true or not.
Because you haven't. I mean, based on this conversation, bro, you haven't provided a basis for true rationality or anything. So that's what I'm basing my conclusion on, because you just haven't, bro.
Or we having a conversation right now, true or false?
That's obvious.
Is it obvious? I mean, I don't know. I can't tell because I'm an atheist. I can't tell if we having a conversation or not.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a basis.
I don't have a basis to stand on to tell if we really having a conversation or not.
How could you even trust? How could you even trust the definition of what a conversation is if you're an atheist?
If I'm an atheist, what grounds do I have of even talking?
Yep.
Because I don't even know if I'm saying anything right now, if it's real or not. I don't even know if me and you having a conversation right now, because I'm an atheist.
Yeah, pretty much
right.
it, bro.
That's how you receive it, right?
I mean, based on what I asked and how
based
you
on the questions that you asked, right?
Yeah, I mean, what else can I say?
Hey, but check this out. So my question would be, do you believe that the God that you believe in interacts inside of our reality that we live in?
I believe that if he wills to, yes, he can.
No, I ain't talking about what he can or can't do. Do you believe, since the beginning of him, since you believe he created us, since the beginning of him creating us, that he interacts with us inside of the reality that we live in?
Well, bro, I just told you, if I believe that if he wills to, he can. And you still have to explain what reality even is.
No.
And why it exists.
No.
You can use that
okay.
term about
I don't
reality.
know. I don't have a firm definition for you, but you know what reality is, right? You know better.
You got to explain it to me.
In the reality,
nah, because
in the reality
this is
that we live in,
you will have to explain reality from the atheist worldview, because my definition of reality doesn't.
What is determined to be real around us? You know what I'm saying?
Is that from the atheist
that we can
worldview?
experience,
How
right?
How do you determine?
I mean, I don't even know. Like I told you, a worldview. Everybody has their own type of different spaces and definitions.
You have to explain like what even is real to the atheist before you can even construct a definition for reality from the atheist worldview, and then you can possibly ask me a question about whether God interacts in this reality.
Okay.
Or not.
Okay. When things happen inside, is God in control of everything that happens?
Do they happen?
Huh? Is God in control of everything that happens?
Do things happen?
Do things happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, is God in control of it?
Do things happen? How do they happen according to?
So you're saying things don't happen?
I'm asking you, according to your worldview, do things happen? And what do you ground that in?
Remember what you told me earlier? Don't ask a question with a question. Does God make
No,
things
you
happen, or
gotta
does
make
things just
clear.
actually happen?
You got to make things clear from your worldview, though.
I mean,
Because
you trying to
you
get a
asked
little
all
too
you asked
intellectual with these
no,
word plays.
I'm not trying to get intellectual, bro. You the mind
You
person.
are. I mean, but you know exactly when we talking right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I'm asking you questions based off of the presuppositions of atheism. I'm not asking you.
But you
I'm
know
not trying to
exactly
be.
what.
No, I know from my
Okay,
worldview, but I don't
talking
know from your
like
worldview.
me and you inside of this reality. You ain't got to accept the
What is
reality. Okay, you ain't got to accept that.
okay?
Or me and you talking to each other right now.
What is talking?
That's cool.
I'm just saying,
All
bro.
I'm asking you is, you believe in God, right?
Right.
Does this God interact with human beings?
You still got to give me more than that, bro. It's like
Does
you.
God interact? I mean,
I could
it's
tell
as
you.
simple
I
as
could tell
that's
you.
as simple.
I could tell you that if God wills to, then He does interact with human beings.
Now,
So
have you ever?
what would you do with
Have
that
you
if I
ever?
tell you that?
Do you believe that God ever interacted with human beings?
Yep.
How does He do it? He is spirit and we physical.
Let me think
How
on
does He
that.
do it?
Okay. Because I think there's two ways that He does it. Let me think of, because I know there's something called the theogony, where he does appear in physical form and interact with humans.
I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. It's fine.
Now, I'm giving you what I know about that. What's the word? Not theogony. Theogony is that's something different. Theophany, I think, is the right word, and it's like a manifestation of God that's tangible to the human senses.
It's tangible to the human senses. Like, if you were about to fall through some glass, could He reach out and grab you and stop you from falling? Or in that sense?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say not in that sense. It's just like when you remember the narrative of the burning bush and things like that, and how God
Right.
spoke to Moses through that bush that was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That was a physical manifestation of God that was tangible to the senses of Moses, because he could see it, he could hear it, and things like that. So that's what I mean.
And he has the ability to prevent something from happening.
Does he have the ability to prevent something from happening?
Correct.
That depends on,
according to what you believe.
Yeah, if he wills to, he has the ability to prevent things from happening.
Okay. I know you had watched my video, and I know you had some questions about that. But would you, Jerome, brother Jerome, as a Christian brother, would you allow a woman to be brutally raped in front of you if you can do anything about it?
No.
Or would you just let it happen?
No, I wouldn't allow it to happen.
Does it happen?
Does it happen? Yeah.
Does it happen?
Yep.
Are you one to believe that the all-powerful God that you believe in, that can interact inside of reality anytime He wants to, is He all places at all times?
I already know where you're going with this, bro.
I know you know where I'm going with it.
Because
is He at all places at all times?
See, the thing about it is,
is He all places at all times?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with somebody's decision, a man's decision to rape a woman, because he made that decision to do it.
But the woman, right? The woman has to bear that punishment of a decision that somebody made that could have been prevented.
You know how it could have been prevented? By the man not doing it in the first place. He made the conscious decision.
But we know
right from wrong, but he decided to do it anyway. So that's
he decided to do it anyway, right?
The person that perpetrated the act. That's not on God. I already know you trying to.
Did God know that person was going to do it or not?
What does that have to do with him doing it?
Because if he can interact inside of reality when he wants to, when he chooses to.
Why does he?
And people coming from your worldview, says he interacts all the time. He intercedes and he interacts all the time inside of our space and time that we live in.
I've never heard anybody say that.
So people don't say that.
People don't say it all the time. People say it, but they don't say he does it all the time in every situation.
Oh yeah, okay. My bad. Not all the time. Not all the time. But he does it when he wants to, right? If it's in his will.
But see, that's you taking the accountability off of the person and you trying to put it on God.
Well, you got to take the accountability to the creator that created a person that would do such a thing.
God already
knew before you created them they was gonna do such a thing.
God
and you get mad at them when they do.
That's the thing, because he didn't create us to do stuff like that. But then
so
again,
we have the power.
It's funny how you talking about a God getting mad that you don't even believe in. You know what I'm saying? And you let me ask you this. What is the moral basis for that situation you just brought up? If rape is wrong to the atheist, what's the moral basis for it?
It ain't about it being wrong to the atheist. It's about it being wrong to the human being. No. Let me explain. You asked me a question. If it's not about it being wrong to an atheist, it's the fact of the matter if it's wrong inside the society that we agreed to live in together, whether you're an atheist or a believer or not. You want to have the best possible situation to have a productive life inside of the space that we live in. We all share this space. We all share this space.
Every society doesn't shun rape.
And hold on. I say in the society that we live in, that we share, we know that this is not productive for us to have a productive society if somebody could just rape a woman and she has no way of being comfortable in her space. You see what I'm saying? We know that if she gets raped, that's going to affect her. And it's going to affect our society if we let this keep happening. Now,
so what about, because you know, if you're talking about just this society in America,
I'm talking about the societies that figured out that rape is not a good thing to have if you want a productive society to move forward.
Well, pedophilia is not a good thing to have, but isn't this same society trying to make pedophilia a sexual orientation?
I mean, is this society we live in trying to make pedophilia?
I don't know. I ain't heard that one. Yeah, they're trying to make it into a sex like this.
But it's always been.
This the whole thing. This the whole thing for me. When you say society,
once you have your period in the Bible, can't you have sex?
Bro, let me get my point across, and then we can address that. But
I'm just saying,
when you say that society dictates what's right and wrong, what's morally sufficient and what's not, you're starting off wrong, because right and wrong are objective. They're not based on what society thinks. They're not based on what society thinks. They're based on what's. Well, I'll give you my worldview, because I don't know what the atheists see with this, but they're based in a certain standard. And that standard is not reduced to human autonomy. That standard, it comes from God. God tells us what's right and what's wrong. So,
and that's what I'm saying. How does he do that? How does
says,
God tell us what's right and wrong?
He did that through his word, the Bible. So when society says,
how do you know that's God's word?
When
how do you know
says,
that's the word of the God you believe in?
That's irrelevant to.
No, it's not irrelevant because you
yes,
saying
it is, because you
saying you get your information from this book. So I need to know
what I'm trying to tell you is, when you have in this book or this collection of books that homosexuality is wrong and we are not to engage in homosexuality in as human beings, period. But you got this society that tells you that we're gonna legalize homosexuality. As a matter of fact,
the book say you are not supposed to eat shellfish too.
That's right? A dietary law. That has nothing to do with morals and ethics. I'm talking about morals and ethics. That's what we're talking about. We ain't talking about dietary laws. So when this same society tells you that not only are we gonna make homosexuality legal, but we're gonna form our own polemic against the institution of marriage that we get from the Bible itself, and we're gonna allow 2 men and 2 women to get married in a church. What does that say about that society? It's transitional. So you can't say that right and wrong are based on standards and norms.
What it's saying about that society is everybody has the right and the opportunity to do what makes them happy, long as they're not hurting anybody else in the process.
That's where it gets sketchy for you, because are
they hurting anybody?
What?
Are they hurting anybody by whatever they doing? I don't adhere to it. I don't even agree with it.
If they're hurting anybody, it's not about. It's about what's right and wrong. It's not about, because everything you do that's wrong is not going to hurt somebody physically.
So what makes homosexuality wrong?
What makes it wrong? Do you believe in the natural order that a man is supposed to be with a woman and not another man?
I'd rather be with a woman. But I don't think everybody should have to do whatever somebody else think they have to do.
So
if they want to be with a man, they can be with a man.
Why is it that biologically, when it comes to our genitalia, they are so compatible? If that's not indicative of an established order between a male and a female.
That can somebody be in a homosexual relationship or whatever, 2 men, and they don't have sex? Can they still be homosexual? Just 2 men having a relationship
with each other?
As far as
having a sexual attraction to another man?
No, I'm saying, can they be in a relationship without sex and still be considered?
That's still considered, because if you're in a relationship with another man and you are physically, you don't even have to have sex, but you are physically attracted to that other man, that's homosexual.
Does that go against nature to have a relationship with another man?
That goes against it, because it's not. Show me where a man's penis is compatible with any.
You can't. I ain't talking about the sex.
No, but that's one of the indicators. That's one of the indicators, because in order for 2 men to have sex, what has to happen?
No, I'm saying that just 2 men in a relationship.
No, I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying.
The genitalia, like the way, because sex is made for us to procreate. That's the natural order. 2 men.
Agreed.
2 men.
But is that the only uses of? If that's the only uses of sex in a heterosexual marriage?
Well, let me put it like this.
Is it? Just is it?
Sex is union between man and woman. That's the gist of it. So in a heterosexual relationship, of course, that's a man and a woman uniting. That's the natural order of it. But 2 men don't even have the proper genitalia to unify like that. That's
I'm
why
saying
it's done a certain
is
way.
sex
So it's not
is
natural.
sex only used to produce?
I just told you that it's not only used to produce, it's the unification between a man and a woman.
But I'm saying that's where the natural point comes in, is because men can only impregnate woman, woman can only be impregnated by a man. That's where the
Right.
natural stuff comes with it. The sex part is what we're talking about. The relationship part. How does that defy nature?
When, bro, do you
We know a man
understand
can't have a baby with another man, but a
right?
man can have sex with another man.
Well, I mean, look at what they have to do for that to take place, though.
It don't matter what they have to do. That's still
Yes, it does,
sex.
because if there's no genitalia, that's compatible with if two men don't have genitalia that's compatible with each other, that shows you right there that they're not supposed to be having sex.
How did y'all get on homosexuality? I'm just
Man,
curious.
We was talking about morality and stuff like that.
Because
We talking about morality.
I'm like, man, where did we get to homosexuality? Let me ask both of y'all.
From morality.
Let me ask each of y'all.
After this, I got to hop off after this though.
Okay, that's cool. After this we can close out. Let me ask each
We
of
close
y'all.
out.
So this is my question on morality. What is? I'll start with you, ShaBaka. What's your standard of morality? And by that I mean, as it pertains to your morals, your beliefs, what is your standard? Like where do you get your morals from? Like I tell you all the time, you're the best man I know with regards to raising your kids, being a father, etc., taking care of your responsibilities. So, with that being said, where did that come from? Did it happen by osmosis? Did you become this responsible? Your father wasn't around. My uncle, your father wasn't around to teach you.
Right.
So where did that come from? That integrity you have with regards to being there for your kids, taking care of your responsibilities as a man, all of that. Where did that come from? What's the standard for that? Go ahead.
Well, I would say, generally speaking, it comes from the well-being of people. I don't want to be treated a certain kind of way. So why would I treat somebody a way that I don't want to be treated myself? You see what I'm saying? And far as my kids and stuff like that, and having to deal with that and being a upstanding citizen and all those different things, a lot of that came from my mama, giving me certain things to, I seen certain things that she was going through in life. I didn't want to be a deadbeat. So I seen certain things that people was doing. We got a system.
Let me stop you. So you say it came from your mama, my amazing Aunt Gail, right? So you know what my next question is, right? What's her standard?
What's her standard of morality?
Uh-huh.
Shoot.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know what. I would know what she would say. What she would say.
You know
she
would
definitely say. She would say God, right?
Okay. So stop right there. So now my question to you is, because I see how you was a slippery eel with that answer. So since you said you got it from
was
your
gonna
mama,
get even more slippery.
I know. I see. So since you said you got it from your mama, but we established your mama got it from God. So how do you? Wait a minute.
She believes she got it from God.
Okay, good answer. So
I believe she got it from Christianity.
why don't you believe your standard is God? Since you know you got it from your mama and your mama say she got it from God.
Okay, let me try to break it down like this. We all live in a certain type of, you can call it a system, infrastructure, or whatever. And when you do certain things outside of this system and infrastructure, then they got a place for you, right? If you do wrong according to society, it don't matter if you believe in God or not. They're gonna have a place for you. Christianity is well inside of this system. And when you adhere to Christianity, now I'm eliminating.
Make it quick because Jerome got a role, so I want him. I want to ask him.
When you adhere in Christianity, you will be. It's going to be a positive role for you in this system because it's all lined up together. You see what I'm saying? Christianity will help you be a productive citizen. But the thing is, so will Islam, so will Buddhism, and other infrastructures help you be positive inside of this system. And they have a certain morality that they go by that has nothing to do with the God that we was raised to believe in. And they go by certain different standards also. Now, my mama, her mama, all of them, you know, and until we came over from the ships, you know, before that, I don't know where they was getting it from. But the morality is inside of the system that we live in.
Okay.
Because if you go outside of that, they got a place for you.
That's real. I can't. Hey, because you know how we got ostracized when we diverted from that. So I can't argue with that. Let me go to my brother Jerome. Jerome, I would ask you a different question, and that's: is there any other? Can a person have any other basis for morality besides a deity?
That's a good question. Now, it's possible that they can, but is it going to reflect objective morality? I don't know, because there's certain moral standards in place that are actually subjective and subject to change. And they don't necessarily reflect that they derive from a being that's all good. So yeah, I mean, because I've read books about certain indigenous tribes whose whole moral structure was predicated on treason and betrayal. So yes, it is possible, but you know that gives credence to the reason why objective morality and objective right and wrong has to derive from a deity. But you know, that's just me.
Got you. Okay. So all right. So brother Jerome, I know you got a role, so I'm gonna let you close out. I just want to say I appreciate the bill. I know it was a long time coming. I know y'all probably could have.
I definitely appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, y'all probably could have went. Y'all could have went another couple of hours, and we probably gonna have to do
right. Both of us got stuff we got to do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a follow-up, but go ahead and close out, let everybody know where they can find you, etc.
Oh yeah, man. Like you know, once again, it's a pleasure to be on Paradigm Shift TV 314. You know, I appreciate the fact that I could be with my brother ShaBaka. We can do a follow-up if he's willing. It don't have to be in the near future, but you know, whenever he's available, and you know, we can go at it.
I got it. You just wouldn't believe how much stuff I got going on, but you know, it's all good.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I feel you on that, bro. That's why it's no rush. You know, whenever you get ready, bro, just holler at me or holler at Pianki, and you know, we can get it set up.
No doubt.
Hey, and Jerome, I got a brother in the chat outside the cube. He looking like he's salivating to get a piece of you. So let me know. And that homosexuality topic might be something y'all can rap about, because he looked like he chomping at the bitch to come in and tear you apart. And he may be a major player in the upcoming debate league as well. Real quick, y'all. The winner, the champion, the last man standing, last woman standing in our debate league gets $500 to their Cash App or PayPal, along with a championship plaque. So we doing it like no other debate league is doing it. You will be compensated.
Oh, brother Jerome,
for the work
boy, get that money.
you put in.
Get that money, boy.
And Jerome, no, we want him to play a part in that. But real quick, Jerome, it looked like outside the cube looking to put metaphorical hands and feet on you, man, with regards to a dialogue.
Outside the cube, pretty deep. He pretty deep, man.
So just keep that in mind, my bro. So, but go ahead and finish letting the people know where they can find you, man.
All right, you can find me, of course, on Paradigm Shift TV 314. You can also find me on Trust and Believe the Gospel. Shout out to Nobody.
Shout out to brother Nobody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can also find me on Facebook.
All right. Brother ShaBaka, Nuri ShaBaka, Ursa Ma'at Ra.
Yes, sir.
My man, my brother, my cousin.
No doubt.
Go ahead and close. I'll let the people know where they can find you.
Man, you can find me right here on this platform. I ain't in no other social media or none of that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just ain't me. I like to thank Brother Jerome again, man. For challenging me and have it percolate my mind. He was doing me, doing a nice impression to me. I like that. That's what's up. Salute, brother. But hey man, it was good to build. I'm glad I had me some time, to chop it up with you fellas, man. Like you always say, man, it's about building brotherhood. It ain't about what people really believe or disbelieve. Everybody had their beliefs and they stance where they come from, but hey, you just gotta keep on living life no matter what you believe. You just gotta keep moving forward, just start thinking on your own and just try to have a productive life, man, and do what it takes, stay with your fam and all of those good things, eat your vitamins, whatever, anything positive, man. Just keep on doing it. And and I'm gonna say this, and brother Pianki understands where I'm coming from, because he's the same way. If you believe whatever you believe is God, or whatever your belief is, man, we salute you. We hope you prosperous with it, and we hope it carries you through life and through the life changes, and it gets you through whatever you believe in. But I'm gonna stay strong for myself, and realize that I got to do for me, and I got to make it happen. If I don't make it happen, then it won't happen. And
hey,
that's what I'm on.
What the great Baba Sabo Maurice Neferu always say: you, the African, have the power to intercede on behalf of yourself. Yeah. So that's my mantra. So and I real quick before we close out, I want to talk about a little business I got. February 12th, Stephen Swinetime. He came on last night and he talked a lot of good talk. He talked a lot of big talk. He showed a lot of respect, and I appreciate that. So I'm gonna be respectful. And when I tell you I'm gonna respectfully whoop Stephen Swinetime's ass on this, what's better for our people, Kemetic spirituality or Christianity debate, I'm gonna respectfully whoop his ass. That's my brother. I got a lot of love and respect for him, but I'm gonna show him what's up when it comes to stepping up to the king. When you swing at the king, you best not miss.
Hey,
and this sounds like the brother Omar always said, king, you best not miss. And you miss, brother, with your lightsaber or whatever it is you carry. You call yourself Dark Swinson, but I'm not feeling the force is strong with you. And so
It sounds like you're trying to make some
I,
bacon
I,
or ham.
I am. I'm gonna have bacon, ham. I might even make you some chitlins, cause you know I don't eat that shit.
There we go.
But I'm
I'll
gonna
cook it
have
up nice.
I'm gonna have a hoggish board on February 12th when I take Swinetown to school. But in the immediate future, this weekend, I got a Christian apologist who decided he wanted to step on my toes a little bit out of the blue. And since he did so, I'm gonna have to teach him a lesson in his own tradition. The brothers asked me, who are the African church fathers? In a sarcastic way, as if Africa didn't contribute to the tradition that he followed. Now, this is a black man who asked me who the African church fathers is. So, Courtney Brown, I got you in my scope. And I'm about to metaphorically pop your head off.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna educate you, my brothers, and I'm gonna tell you who those African church fathers is. I'm also gonna show you why me as a non-believer is fine going to church with my queen. Since you seem to have an ache in your ass about me going to church with my wife. You were so ass hurt about me going to church with my wife. And I'm gonna show you in your book why, as a Christian, you should be happy about that. So I'm gonna edify this brother on his book. Like I said, what is the world coming to when a Kemetic saber teaches a Christian apologist about church history and church doctrine? So we're gonna get down to business with him this weekend, and then I'm gonna concentrate on February 12th when I take Swinetown to school and do what I do. Everybody remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3? And y'all gonna see that again on February 12th when I slam Swinetown in this debate. We also got
he slammed Crusher back wheel first.
True that. And King Kong Bundy. So
Yeah.
I'm bringing it all back. You know what I mean? And so we also got a Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan style match when we got Black Lion Supreme of the Dagger Squad going against Trust and Believe the Gospel's own Nobody.
Woo!
My little brother. Is the black church is the black church an extension of the European church? Let me say that again. Is the black church an extension of the European church, and is Christianity part and parcel to white supremacy?
Oh man, I can't wait to hear them answers.
That's on March 5th, only on Zoom, pay-per-view. So I'm when we do our prelim in a little bit. Matter of fact, when I do this, when I execute Courtney Brown this weekend, I'm gonna put the link in for the Zoom pay-per-view so everybody can start purchasing their tickets. It's only $5. So y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Support the channel, y'all.
No doubt. Shout out to my brother Rodney Jones for supporting the channel. Hit me up with a cash app. I got a t-shirt that I ordered for you, bro. You'll be getting that soon. But real talk, the biggest debate of the year. Is the black church an extension of the European church, and is Christianity part and parcel to white supremacy? Black Lion Supreme of the Dagger Squad going against Nobody from Trust and Believe the Gospel. This is going to be a good one. In the meantime, you can watch me metaphorically pick Stephen Swinton up over my head and send them crashing to the ground. And then I'm just going to plain old humiliate Courtney Brown this weekend. So, everybody talking about they want the smoke. Well, goddamn it, I am the smoke. So it's been Paradigm Shift TV 314. That's my brother, Nuri ShaBaka Ursa Ma'at Ra, the mind percolator. And we'll be black at it again, family. We appreciate y'all for coming on with us. Till next time,
Peace.
that's peace.